What's up, peeps? My Vips here. Today I have a sub-ohm tank to show you guys, and this one right here was sent to me for the purpose of this review from Advken. I love saying that name, Advken. You know, there's people in the comments right now, like, Mike, that it's the D is silent or the K is silent, blah 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 blah. Advken, that's what I call it. But the tank's name is the Dark Mesh. Yeah, the Dark Mesh comes with 2 coils, and the coils determine the liquid capacity. You're going to get a single mesh coil, and the spares pre-installed will be this big triple mesh coil. So let's not waste any time. Let's dive down. I'll show you guys the ins and outs of this tank. We'll come back, we'll vape on it, and I'll give you guys all my thoughts on the Dark Mesh. And here's the packaging. The Dark Mesh sub-ohm tank by Advken comes in. Inside the packaging, you're gonna get a little like handkerchief thingy that Advken usually gives with all their products. It's more for cleaning your sunglasses or eyeglasses. You get this little vaping and share your moments. Basically some advertisements for their social media. You're gonna get this here. There are no coils in this. This is more of a O-rings in there. Dr. Coil. It's gonna have O-rings for your tank. And you get a spare bubble glass with that. So let's check out the coils. And here is the coil that is actually your spare coil. It is a mesh, traditional mesh coil. This is a pretty big coil right here. And we have 0.15 resistance. Best is 50 to 80 watts. With this coil in the tank, your tank will be 6 ml capacity. And with the coil that's pre-installed in the tank, your tank will be a 5 ml capacity tank. And here's the coil that's pre-installed in the tank. And this is a massive coil, pretty big coil. It says Dark Mesh on it, 0.15 resistance. Best is 80 to 110 watts. And this is a triple mesh. But when you look inside there, it's got that like huge chain link fence thingy going on inside there. And here is the Dark Mesh sub-ohm tank. So we got 25 millimeter at the base, 28 at the glass. There's the bottom. It says Dark Mesh, Advken, gold plated 510, and do not, and I repeat, do not use this on a hybrid mechanical mod. We have our airflow control, and I like this. The way this knurling is set up on here kind of looks industrial, kind of like that. It does have a stopper, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 openings for your airflow. Dark Mesh branding on the top. We have our drip tip. Let's pop that off, and this is, as you can see there, a regular 810 drip tip O-rings on the inside. Your top fill, you're going to see this indentation here, and where it says Dark Mesh, and you just push forward, and that's where you would fill from. And pretty tight. I like this. It's very tight on there. That's the way it should be. So I like the resistance you get from that. And as you can see, you do have a little hole there for the fluid. Not the fluid, the liquid. When you're putting in there, the air that's inside there will escape out of that hole. So this way you don't have issues of your liquid backing out on you as you fill. And one more thing I wanted to mention. The material for the coils, they are Kanthal. Alright, and when you do take this apart, as you can see there, your whole coil is actually the chimney on this. So this is one of those tanks where if your coil burns out and you have a full tank of liquid, yeah, it's when you do take it apart, all that liquid's going to just spill out everywhere. So what I recommend always is before you do that is make sure you have some sort of syringe where you could just flip this open, stick the syringe inside there, and try and recover the liquid before taking it apart. All right, guys, and that was the Dark Mesh by Advken. Let's go back up on top, let's vape on it, and I'll give you guys my thoughts. And there you have it. The up close Dark Mesh by Advken. Mike, your thoughts? The spare coil, I've seen that coil. I think I've done a video already for that coil. I think that was in the Owl. It was in one of their sub-ohm tanks. I think it was the Owl. I'm not 100% sure. But that coil, I have done testings on it already on a previous review. I got the triple coil inside here. I think that's the star of the show is, can this coil perform? Triple coil mesh. Kanthal. Resistance comes out to a 0.16. I got it on the cold steel. This device, 200 watt cold steel from Artery Vapor. Review coming soon. 110 watts. It's a vape. One thing I gotta say is this has a lot of airflow, guys. Too much vapor. A lot of airflow on here. Maximum that they claim is 115 watts. We'll hit it at 115. We'll do 125 watts. Performs. God, it got cloudy down here again. It keeps up. 125 watts. It keeps up. I still think 115 watts maximum on this is a nice maximum output to put on here for wattage. Now, fully open, there is a lot of airflow with this. I'm going to cut it down about halfway. Let's have a vape. This is where my first con for the tank is. When you do cut down the airflow, you're getting that I want a whistle sound. Can you guys hear it? Right at the tail end. It's like it wants to whistle at the tail end when you let go of the fire button and stop vaping it. The ending has got that almost like I want a whistle sound happening with it. So for airflow sound, yeah, when it's cut down, and that's the way I would vape it. I would vape it cut down because there is too much airflow, but it doesn't make that sound. So that's going to have to be a con. Got the single mesh inside there. That one's reading at 0.17, and I got it at 75 watts. Let's have a vape. Now, I've got the airflow fully open on this coil. I got it at 85 watts. I put it 5 watts more than what they recommend. I'm going to do a chain vape, fast forward situation. Let's do it. As you can see, the tank does keep up. No issues at all. Now, that was fully open. If I cut the airflow down the same amount like I did with the triple, no funny noises at all. I actually prefer it just like that, cut down a little bit on here. Get out of here, clouds. So yeah, no funny noises with this one. With the triple coil, you do get those funny noises. And I have chain vape tested the triple coil. I didn't do it on camera because it would just get too cloudy in here. I did it outside and it performed perfectly. So pretty much for me, the cons on this is going to have to be the airflow, like I said, with the triple coil. It is a little bit on the taller side of a tank. And it's one of those where you have a lot of glass showing on this. You have to be careful. Doesn't tip over and break on you. They do give you a spare one, so that's going to have to be a pro. All in all, it's a nice tank. I actually prefer the single mesh on here at around 85 watts. Performs beautifully. Price on this tank is going to be around $30. myvpro.com and heavengifts.com. Should have them in stock already. Just check them out. All right, so that's it. I think I pretty much covered everything. It's a nice tank. Flavor's pretty good. Is it the best flavor from all the Sohm tanks I've reviewed? No, I think for flavor rating on this one, I'd have to give it an 8 out of 10. All right, so in the description below, no links to none of these vape products because I'm not allowed. It's a YouTube policy. Just my links down below, as always. That's it. I'm done. Thank you. And remember, keep on vaping.